Good afternoon, everybody. It's now 5:30. We will open the Ordinary Council meeting on Monday, the 17th of November 2025. Before we go, I'll just tell everybody we have a new camera, and when you press your red button and start to speak, it will turn around and zoom in on you. So this is technology. So, but again, I would ask that you speak clearly into your microphone. So. I don't know. I don't know whether it was listening or not. So, in accordance with the Local Government Act of 1993, Cowra Council is recording this meeting and will upload the recording to Council's website. By speaking at this meeting, you are agreed to being recorded and having that recording published in the public domain. Please ensure that when you speak at Council meetings, you are respectful to others and use appropriate language at all times. Cowra Council accepts no liability for any defamatory or offensive remarks or gestures made during the course of this meeting. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather, the Wiradjuri people, and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. 1.3 is attendance apologies and application for leave of absence by councillors. I have one from Councillor Kiss, who is on leave, and Councillor Cave, who is on personal leave for reasons. Can I have Councillor Fagan? Councillor Speechley. Thank you, Councillor Fagan. Councillor Speechley.
Not required.
Thank you. Right of reply. No right of reply. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Thank you. 1.4, disclosures of interest. Councillors and staff, please indicate in relation to any interest you may need to declare. A, what report or item you are declaring an interest in, and B, whether the interest is pecuniary or non-pecuniary, and C, what is the nature of the interest. Councillor Downing.
I'd like to declare an interest in item 3.3. The DA for a gymnasium. It's a pecuniary interest. My son owns a gym in town and I'm employed there, and I'll leave the room.
Councillor Fagan.
I would like to declare an interest in 3.1. I'm Secretary, Treasurer of the Cowra Business Chamber, and I'll leave the room when you discuss that.
Councillor Watt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to declare an interest in item 3.6 and 3.7 as a family member was involved in the submission, and I will leave the room.
Any others? Thank you very much. 1.5 is presentations. We have a presentation of the 2024-25 annual financial statements presentation from our auditor, Mr. Gabe Ponley. Thank you, Gabe.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, and good evening, Councillor and the Council Executive. Thank you for your invitation again to be able to present to you tonight. Just going to go through a few slides that have been put up there. I'm going to be talking about the result of 2025. Sorry. Oh, okay, but it won't come there. Okay, thank you. All right, thanks for that. So I'm just going to go through the agenda, then to sort of list the item. The next slide, please. So I'm going to focus on the talking about the audit work program for 2025-28, which in terms of what the audit office are looking at, and the focus area for 2024-25 local government sector report, which usually get issued by the audit office as well. and also the report of conduct of the audit, and looking at the financial results and the analysis, and then also focusing on the cash and cash equivalents and the investment, and the infrastructure and property, plants and equipment. Then just wrapping it up with the question and answer, and for the closing. Next one, please. In terms of the audit work program, the area they're focusing on for 2025-26 is the efficiency and the optimal use of the public resources, the grant administrations, major capital projects, and climate-related risk and opportunity, and the First Nation community as well. In terms of the financial audit, and one of the areas we've looked at is financial reporting informed use of the financial position and performance and the cash flow, which is what the councillors have received, and also the relevant stakeholders as well. We've received that. What is details in terms of how council is traveling, in terms of the financial statements and report. It's also looking at the financial sustainability in terms of the analysis of the data that's been collected through the financial statement as well, and the warning sign identify as well, which there hasn't been any in terms of the Cowra Council. Also looking at the internal control as well, how effective that is, and what are the controls in place to safeguard council assets, and also the integrity of the financial process as well. And it's also looking at the governance in terms of the ARIC, effectiveness of the ARIC and other councils committee the council have as well. Next one, please. There's also area there in terms of the performance audits that planned by the audit office. And since they came on board, they've actually have a numbers of performance audit that they've done. One of them, they've looked at some of the credit card process across some of the councils, and then shared those experiences as well. So this is a list of what they plan to do: long-term financial planning, the Audit Risk Improvement Committee, performance management and monitoring. Next slide, please. Major capital projects, climate risk and adaptation, and the waste management. In terms of the sector report, which is getting issued by the audit office, this is area they're focusing on: the financial audit outcome, which is based on the 2024-25 financial year, and what they've learned, what has happened in terms of the local government in New South Wales, the financial sustainability, IT and cybersecurity, and artificial intelligence, how that's being used, what is the importance of it, some of the controls, some of the issues that probably face or they've identified during the year, the process as well. Then they'll talk about the major project and the internal control and governance. In terms of the particular that concern the Cowra Share Council, we're talking about the report of conduct of the audit. We've got what we've sort of included in that already, which is the rate annual, in terms of the movement of the rate and annual charges, grant contribution, both the operating and capital, and the operating results, also the net operating results before the grants and contribution provided for the purpose as well. So I'm happy to take questions on any of these, which I'm just talking to them on the eye level as well. Next one, please. We also include some of those graphs just to give you a clear pictures of, in terms of where our council is traveling, and what is cost system of this, either increase or decrease as well. And in terms of 2025 particularly, what has caused that decrease in there as well. So we're talking about the depreciation, the higher employee expenses, and the lowers in charges and fees as well. And we also look at the grant and contribution revenue, and you see the difference between the dark, which is representing the grant operating, and the lighter shaded, which is representing the capital as well. And you can see the reduction in each year as well. And that's sort of as a result of what we received previously, and then just getting that work done, and then catch up the next following year as well. We also look at the unrestricted current ratio, and there was a question raised by the councillor. Thank you, Paul, which is sort of pointing to the page, I think page 19 or 60, is on page 68 of the financial statement that sort of talk about the benchmark of the unrestricted, which is actually 1.5, anything greater than 1.5, and the council is currently sitting at 4.67. So that is a good position, a strong position to be as well. Next one, please. And in terms of the cash and cash equivalent as well, guys, I think council is currently on 40.7 million cash compared to last year, which is about 38.8 million. That's the difference, roughly about 5% different compared. And that sort of make up the external restricted and internal allocation as well. And for some of these things, there's domestic waste management of 1.2 decrease by 0.4 compared to 2024 year, whereas in the water fund we got about 7.8 million, which is increased by 0.6 million. And we've already got a graph in there to sort of show what's the makeup of those restricted fund, where they are located. So you got general fund, which has got 20%, developer contribution of 1%, water is sitting at 30%, domestic waste management is 4%, and sewer's got the bulk of it of 45%. And in terms of what is available cash to expense for council, we're currently sitting about 11.8. If you write it up, well, it depends on how you sort of determine that. It could be 12 or could 11 months. So that still show a very strong liquidity and financial sustainability for council as well. In terms of IPPE, I think overall council spend roughly about 4.5 million for renewal asset, and then for 6.9 million on the new asset as well. That's about 12 million if you round it up as well. And we have 1.4 million spent on the capital work in progress. And we've got a graph there just to show which are each of the asset classes of the council where those capital spending has occurred as well. Any question to answer? Otherwise, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Gabe. So we've got no questions. So, Councillor Wright.
Thank you. On the first slide, you said you do an audit from 24 to 28 or something. Is that you look at the long-term plan, is it, or?
Yeah, so the audit office have what they call the audit work programs. So in their audit work program, they also set out what they're doing for future purpose. Some of the things they do in that aspect is what have been listed, not in full detail. Some of them is what have been listed. They also look at the performance audit. So that when I mentioned when they came on board, it happened with federal government as well. They do a lot of performance audit just to help the council out, where they might pick 10 council in a year and then go through and for what they've set out in terms of looking at the domestic waste management, how that's being managed. Whatever is the result that it gets shared across all the councils to make sure the other councils are learning from that as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay, I'd like to thank you, Gabe. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank our staff. There's a lot of work goes into putting this in, and one of the main workers that have put this together is Scott Ellison, who's in the back of the room. I thank you, Scott. A lot of work's gone into this. The staff do a hell of a job, and I take it to paraphrase it, Gabe, we're in a healthy financial situation.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. I will say that.
Thank you.
And I just want to, before I close off, I really want to thank Salah and Scott and Louis, who is also the engine room of the team. Thank you so much for putting up with my team. There's a lot of questions and a lot of grilling, and thanks them for everything. So we appreciate that.
It's lovely to hear. Thank you, Gabe. Okay, 1.6, the public forum. There are no members of the public registered with the General Manager's office to speak. So we'll go to item 2, confirmation of minutes. I'll now take a motion to confirm the minutes of the ordinary council meeting held on the 27th of October 2025. Councillor Wright. Councillor Horton, thank you. Councillor Wright.
They appear to be, represent what happened at that meeting. Thank you.
Councillor Horton.
Not required, thanks, Mr Mayor.
Any other comments? Right to reply, Councillor Wright. Put the motion. All those in favour? Pass, thank you. We'll go to 3.1.
Yeah, sorry, I don't think I was here for that meeting. Is that a problem?
Yeah, probably is. So I'll change that to Councillor Horton, moving that. I need a seconder. Thank you, Councillor Speechley. Councillor Horton had nothing to offer. Councillor Speechley, do you have anything? Okay. So, but now Councillor Horton will get the right of reply. That's scary.
And I still have nothing to offer. Thanks, Mr Mayor.
So I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Thank you very much. 3.1, the Cowra Business Chamber request for financial assistance. Page 28. Thank you, Councillor Downing. Councillor Watt, thank you. Councillor Downing.
Yes, this is from last meeting to support the establishment of an MOU before providing a $15,000 contribution to the Cowra Business Chamber to pay for a part-time secretary/event coordinator. The revamped business chamber is in its infancy, and I believe an MOU would facilitate cooperation and be effective from a governance standpoint on our behalf. MOUs allow both parties to clarify their responsibilities, and I'm happy to support that if an MOU is agreed upon. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Watt. I think anyone else wish to comment? Right of reply. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Thank you. Passed. Thank you. Councillor Fagan's returned. 3.2, Section 355 Committee Minutes of the Cowra Youth Council. Councillor Watt, thank you. Councillor Horton. Councillor Watt.
No, thank you. The minutes were discussed last week in detail.
Councillor Horton.
I'll second that. Thank you.
Would anyone else like to comment? As I say, we've commented on these at the last General Committee meeting. Right of reply, Councillor Watt. Put the motion. All those in favour? Thank you very much. Passed. 3.3. DA number 102025.93.1, Lot 2, DP 152751, being 158 Kendall Street, Cowra, indoor recreational facility, gymnasium, and office premises lodged by PJ Fitness Holdings Proprietary Limited. The property owner is PJ Fitness Holdings Proprietary Limited. Councillor Fagan. Councillor Horton. Councillor Fagan.
This has been well discussed as well, and it has also been well assessed. And we've had some questions about this. It's a very interesting development in the main street, making use of a block of land that was not very well used in the past. So it'll be a terrific addition to our main street frontage. And I think we've had a number of questions to the planning, to the environment director, and I think they've all been answered. So I'm pretty sure that everybody's very comfortable with this. Well, I'm very comfortable with it anyway, and I'm sure everyone else's questions have been answered. So I'm more than happy to support this, and I think it's going to be a great addition to our street. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Horton.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Mayor. Echo what Councillor Fagan said. I think this is a great opportunity for some economic activity at this end of town. Potentially good for maybe a few jobs here and there as well. So I think there's a lot of positives there. And again, as stated, there's a lot of work, a lot of planning has been put into this already. The reason it came to us largely was around parking spaces. We discussed that. I think that's been covered off sufficiently. And there was a submission received, and from memory, the proponent has agreed to make some modifications to the height of fences at the back of the property to minimise noise and light pollution into adjoining properties. So they seem to be very keen to get this to happen, and I'm happy to support them. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Right, a reply, Councillor Fagan.
Not necessary, thank you.
I'll put the DA. All those in favour? Pass. Thank you. 3.4. We've got to wait. Sorry.
It's not, we're actually not recording with the shooting camera this evening, but we're still testing on
I've put my face on. I didn't need to. Yeah, so the camera is only being, that following camera is only being tested tonight. We won't be using it. So I can hear the disappointment. 3.4, Section 355 Committee Draft Minutes, the Access Committee meeting held on the 20th of October 2025. Normally Councillor Kiss would chair this and would move it. Would someone else like to move?
Have we missed one?
3.4?
3.4, the Access Committee. Thank you, Councillor Downing. Thank you, Councillor Watt. Councillor Downing?
Not too much to say, was discussed last week in depth. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Watt?
Very briefly, just that we're very excited to have 2 new members of the committee. It's always good to have new volunteers, and I'm sure they'll contribute a lot to the committee.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Right, a reply. Councillor Downing? I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Against? Pass. Thank you. 3.5, the Section 355 Committee Draft Minutes, the Environmental Sustainability Committee meeting held on the 13th of October 2025.
I'll move that.
Thank you, Councillor Fagan. Councillor Speechley, thank you. Councillor Fagan.
We did discuss this. ESC is the an acronym. Doesn't mean escape. But we have had an interesting Environmental Sustainability Committee and a number of workshops, and we're working through a couple of issues, but we'll bring it back to you, and we've got an exciting project. We just need some money and to get rid of the weeds. So we have discussed these at the last meeting, and I'm happy to report that we're doing a few jobs and making a difference, and that's what it was about. So I'd like to just move this, that we accept it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Speechley.
Thanks. Look, there's a lot of projects in the pipeline, it looks like, potentially. So well done to the Environmental Sustainability Committee, and definitely support this. Thanks.
Anyone else wish to comment? Councillor Wright.
Yeah, thank you. The workshop held up at Bellevue Hill near the looking at the weeds and that. I'd like to congratulate Casey Proctor, who organised the local Aboriginal people to be there and get an understanding what we're trying to do, and we also get an understanding of what they're trying to find the outcome to. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wright. Anybody else like to comment? Right, a reply, Councillor Fagan?
Not necessary, thank you.
I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Pass. Thank you. Item 3.6. Councillor Watt has left the room. Development application number 102025 102.1, lot 11 DP 35472, being 5 Bly Street, Cowra, demolition of shed, construction of a secondary dwelling and alterations to existing dwelling, lodged by D.L. Butcher. The property owner is D.L. Butcher. Thank Councillor Horton. Thank you. And Councillor Downing. Councillor Horting.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. So another one we've had good discussion about. Looks to be good use of the available space. There's an opportunity here for some infill, adding some extra capacity onto this block. So it's going to be a significant improvement, I think, to this particular block. The reason it came to us in the first place was because some requested variations to setbacks. They're not significant variations, and certainly through the public notification process there were no submissions received. So happy to support this one. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Horton. Councillor Downing.
Not much else to say. Councillor Horton said everything I'd written down, apart from the fact that it was they're making the most of the back lane, which is still unnamed, I assume.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Right, a reply, Councillor Horton.
Not required. Thank you.
I'll put the DA people. All those in favour? Pass. Thank you. No. 3.7. Councillor Watt is still out for 3.7. Development application number 102024.75.1, lot 9 DP 7061706188, lot 103 DP 856083, and lot 22 DP 808617, 32 Waratah Street, Cowra, boundary adjustment and subdivision creating 2 Torrens title lots and 7 community title lots lodged by Vision Town Planning Consultants Proprietary Limited. The property owner is RV Ensign Inc. Holdings Proprietary Limited. Councillor Fagan. Councillor Speechley. Councillor Fagan.
This is another good development showing businesses are keen to improve their place in Cowra and increasing their ability to participate in what is a very busy manufacturing and service industry in West Cowra. So this is a interesting lot in Waratah Street. It's previously been a Cowra truck wreckers. The proponents are deciding to subdivide it and putting in some large, I imagine large sheds that look like large sheds, which I'm sure will be used. There seems to be a variety of businesses that take those sheds up. This is a reasonably large development in a good area for this type of thing, and I think that the director has answered all of our questions and all of the questions by the community. So I'm more than happy to support this and encourage this proponent to do a good job, and it'll be a nice clean up of that area as well, which is sometimes looks a bit messy. So that's a terrific outcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Speechley.
Thank you. Look, one of the reasons this has been referred to council is because the block does back onto the flood planning area. So the buildings which are proposed in this development are above that level, and that's why I'm happy to support it as well.
Would anyone else like to comment? Right, a reply, Councillor Fagan.
Necessary, thank you.
I'll put the DA. All those in favour? Pass. Thank you. We'll go to 4, Director of Corporate Services, 4.1, the annual financial statements of 2024-25. Someone like to move that they be accepted? Councillor Wright. Councillor Fagan. Councillor Wright.
Yes, I think the introduction there, it covers most things. This is something that we have to do to meet our obligation of being a council and report on what we've done for the previous financial year, and I congratulate the staff on how they prepared it and put it together, and also congratulate the staff for running as close as possible to budget.
Thank you, councillor Fagan.
As we all had a presentation from the auditor earlier this evening, and he has run through all of the necessary financials that we need to know about, and plus he said that he did say that we're in a good financial place, and I think that's a very important, a bit like winning the Olympics. It's actually a very good place to be. A lot of councils in New South Wales are really struggling with the financial situation. I'm not saying that we're going really well, but we are actually, holding our head above water and improving on last year. So I think that's a very good place to be. I also note that the federal government started their inquiry into the financial sustainability of local government, and hopefully they will be able to help us find a new way forward, though it doesn't seem to be on the cards at this stage. But we are looking forward to that report coming back. Meanwhile, Cowra Council seems to be going very well, and I congratulate the staff and thank them for their efforts.
Thank you. Anyone else like to comment? Right, a reply, councillor Wright.
Yeah, thank you. I think Councillor Fagan was very accurate in her appraisal of the figures, that we are in a reasonably good position, but that could change, and we've seen that change this year with the imposition of costs to inspect our retention basins, and the possible imposition of a higher licence fee to access water from the Lachlan River, which we do hold a licence, and also with the federal government's decreeing to lower speed limits on regional roads as a safety measure, but the industry thinks it's so they don't have to provide money to fix some of those roads, and it was highlighted in the report that one of our biggest fall in grant funding was from Transport for New South Wales, and there's quite a few things on the horizon that could impede our costs if we don't keep control of the local government office and other state government offices that think they can transfer their expenses to us. They must realise that any expense that council pays is the ratepayers and residents' money. It's not, the council hasn't got a bank of their own, and they're only imposing a level of imposition of costs onto our residents, and it's not a very nice. It isn't a very nice way to do business and maintain a relationship between local government and the state government and the federal government. Thank you.
Thank you, councillor Wright. Councillor Fagan.
Just to reply that Councillor Wright is correct, and we did discuss the RFS and depreciation. The RFS Red Fleet is depreciated on our books and should be on the government's books. It will make a difference, and there are some other things that needs tidying up in our accounts, but they're not our fault, they're state governments. They keep passing the buck, as Councillor Wright said. We've had to pay for cemetery levies and dam reviews. So there are things that they keep giving to us to pay, and I'm not sure if the federal government gave us any more money, whether the state government wanted it as well. So I think this is just a good snapshot of what we do and how we do it, and I think it's really, if anyone's interested, there's lots of figures to look at and lots of things to discuss. If anyone who has any interest in finance would like to look at the books, they're open for public display. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to comment? Right, a reply, councillor Wright.
Well, I think I might have had it. Thank you.
Yeah. Put the motion. All those in favour? Pass, thank you. 4.2, the adoption of the annual report. Councillor Watt. Councillor Horton, thank you. Councillor Watt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's always good to see this report and reflect on all the things we've achieved throughout the year. A few that were highlights for me, that we've held the inaugural and a second Cowra Families into Sport Day, and the Sport and Rec Committee have continued to go in leaps and bounds in pursuing all of their efforts and coming together. We've got together a register of the Festival of International Understanding trees at Brown Park, which will put us in good stead to make sure that they're maintained going forward as a really important act of international understanding in Cowra. We've completed a list of all council playgrounds on our council website, and I want to bet if you go on there, you wouldn't have known all of them, and you'll find some new ones to go to. Our housing strategy was developed and adopted, and thank you to the Environmental Services team for a substantial amount of work in putting that together. The seating for the Civic Centre Theaterette was completed, and substantial increase in activity and attendance has occurred at the Civic Centre, both in the new seating downstairs and in the cinema upstairs. We've launched our e-newsletter to help get the story of what Council's doing out to the community and opportunities for input. We've adopted a risk management policy and transitioned to a new ARIC model and committee, and are taking risk as a really important part of what we're doing going forward. The CBD Place Vision and Activation Plan was adopted, and 35 actions from that plan were included in the delivery plan for this financial year coming. And we were also successful in a number of grants, including for solar and batteries at a number of council facilities and charges at a number of public locations. So I think a pretty good year when you look at a few things on the list, and I'm sure other councillors have highlights as well. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Horton.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Mayor. Terrific summary from Councillor Watt there. I think I've talked about this previously and will continue to do so. I think it's important that council takes every opportunity to play back to community, not just this council, any council, to play back to community what they've been doing, what they've been focused on, what they've achieved, what's still in train, what's coming for the future. So this is one of those ways that we have an opportunity to play back to the people that live here what's actually been undertaken, what's been achieved, what we're still working on, and what we're looking forward to. So I think that's a great thing. And for those that are time poor, that are not sure they can get through the whole thing, find your area of interest. You might be interested in. We've talked already tonight about the business chamber, for example. So it might be business and industry that's your key thing. You might be looking to get more involved in sport, so the health and well-being or livability might be areas that are of more interest to you. So dip into those things that are of most interest to you and start there. But thanks very much to all the staff that are involved in pulling this together. I think it's a great thing to be able to hold the mirror back up to the community as to what we've been up to. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Horton. Anyone else wish to comment? Councillor Downing.
I just want to reiterate what the last two councillors have said. I have all those things written down as well. Love my Sport and Rec Committee, so very proud of everything they've been doing. I just wanted to mention that our website also now has a tab which lists community groups, so you can go on and register with a link to sign up. And that's a great thing. The list is building, and we just want to promote that to the community for them to go on, so that anyone who's new to town or anyone who's looking for a group can go onto the council website and see what's available for them.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Right, a reply, Councillor Watt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Very briefly, forgot to mention that we developed our new 4-year plan and reviewed our long-term strategic plan as well. So we've been very active in the last year.
Thank you. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Pass. Thank you. 4.3 is the section 356 donations, the budget allocation review. Okay, Councillor Fagan. Councillor Speechley. Councillor Fagan.
This is something that we've decided to do because we have in the past allocated to $20,000, I think, to allow local and community groups to apply for funding for different things, and they have, and it is a really great fund. It's a really great idea, great ability to provide some small amounts of money to people who are having difficulty paying for things. And one of those is most of that is attending Australian local students attending Australian and representing us at national sporting events, and I think that's a very good thing for us. And school spectaculars and other things that we've actually been able to give money to in the past. A lot of it is sporting, and a lot of it is arts and culture, and I think that's a very important part of our community. They're only small amounts of money, but they actually add up to a lot for those organisations that apply for the funds. We've run out of the funds at this stage because we've allocated it all out. So this $10,000 is a top up, and we'll be allocating it in the next 7 or 8 months, as till the end of June next year. And it is a good opportunity to donate funds to groups and organisations that do a lot for our community. So I'm very pleased that we've actually decided to lift the $10,000. If we don't spend it, it doesn't matter. We don't have to spend it, but it is there if we want it, and I think it's a reasonable ask. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Speechley.
Councillor Fagan's covered everything, thanks.
Anyone else wish to comment? Councillor Watt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just briefly to clarify, it's $11,000 that we previously had, that we currently have in the budget, and we're proposing to add $10,000 to that, which would take it to 21. While this may look lower than previous years, this is because we've chosen to separate out the projects that we fund year on year to give those community groups some confidence in their ability to go forward. And just today, one of those groups that we've chosen to do that for is the New Year's Eve Beach Festival. And I was speaking to one of the organisers of that this afternoon, and they said it's really given them a lot of confidence and feeling like all the work they've put in over the past few years has been recognised by council. And I think that's a really, really great thing that this kind of donations from council can have in the community. So overall, I think we do have around $30,000 that is allocated to Section 356. We've just pulled out around $20,000 of that to go to things like the Beach Festival, Koori Knockout, and Sakura Matsuri, and a few other projects. And we've separately, on a different line item, allocated our Eisteddfod donation. So this is the first year with our new format. So I think it's reasonable that we have a look and in reflection here see that we maybe need to allocate some more funds. So very supportive of this motion.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Councillor Downing.
I'm very supportive of this. I just have a question about amending council's application for financial assistance and saying that we should ask a question about any likely effects should council not provide the money in part or in full. Can someone explain to me why that would be needed to be put in there? What would be the purpose of it?
Through the chair, that was a suggestion from a previous council meeting where it was commented that sometimes to be able to filter and make an objective decision about a request for funding, council needs to be aware of what the implications would be if funding was not provided. There are some applicants who are perhaps more in need than others. However, the intention behind the original discussion is something for councillors. I have to defer to the room or the tables to provide comment.
Thank you. Anybody else? Councillor Wright.
Yeah, thank you. The question just discussed probably could be construed as being a little bit invasive into the why the person is or group is applying for funds, but it's as it was alluded to, it gives us an idea if the group or so forth will be able to continue to operate the way it needs to fulfil its responsibility to the community needs, and not necessarily how they're going to make money for council by doing it. Although many of these donations maybe not make money for council, but it gets a lot of things done in different areas of our shire that we might feel is outside our responsibility, or we have not got the staff or the volunteer to do the work, and by this we're engaging with volunteers to deliver certain projects that they feel proud of and think it will improve the amenity of the Shire, either both by what we have or what we can offer different people. And I think this helps build the connection between council and community, which I feel was something that was missing at the last election when we didn't get enough nominations for councillors. There was no one out there saying what we should do or shouldn't do. It was sort of a non-event, and I think that could be a breakdown in our communication with the community. And I realise we try to do that, but I think one of the major causes is we only have one local paper each week, and councils, what we're doing doesn't get enough space in that paper to be able to provide a full detailed report of what's happening. But I support this recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Right, a reply, Councillor Fagan.
Just to say that this is a really a great general use of our general reserve fund, and even though, as I said, we don't have to spend it, it'd be great to be able to assess some of the applications that come in, and hopefully we'll be able to give some more money out to our community for better things. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Passed. Thank you. 4.4, the draft minutes of the Audit, Risk and Improvement Committee of the 6th of November 2025. Councillor Watt. I will second that. Councillor Watt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The minutes here are quite detailed and cover the ongoing and substantial work that we do through ARIC, both that the staff bring in the internal audits that they conduct and that the ARIC committee itself provides in overview. I think most importantly for people to pick up from these minutes is the staff's commitment to focus on psychosocial hazard management for the kind of area they're focusing in on, assessing our risk management and policies in the year ahead. And I think picking one of these newer hazards that we haven't considered is a really useful policy and a really useful approach from the team.
Thank you. I'd only like to add to what Councillor Watt's got to say, that we farewelled Jeff Toomey. It was his last ARIC meeting. We'll miss Jeff. I've sent a letter to him thanking him for his service. The word gentleman's thrown around a lot, and there is no one deserves it more than Jeff Toomey. So we'll have a new independent representative at the next meeting, and I look forward to that as well. But we will miss Jeff. Anybody else wish to comment? Right, a reply, Councillor Watt. Put the motion. All those in favour? Passed. Thank you. 4.5, the annual review, internal audit, charter and function. Councillor Watt. Councillor Horton, thank you. Councillor Watt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a really important process to ensure that our practices are matching the risk management plans. It's all well and good to have a bunch of paper that says the way we're going to do things, and the purpose of these internal audits is to make sure that the process is matching those plans, and it also is a really effective way to assess, is there new risks we haven't picked up, is there new hazards and actions that we need to implement. So this is really just an overview of the plan for the year ahead and a process now going forward that we do this each year and highlight some particular new areas to look at.
Thank you, Councillor Horton.
Yeah, only just to add that audit is a really important dynamic function, not only to assess are we doing what we said we were going to do, but are there ways that we can improve for next time. So it's a constant cycle feeding into how, like a continuous improvement loop, which is a really important thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Right a reply, Councillor Watt. Not required. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Pass. Thank you. 4.6. The appointment of the 2026 Cowra Youth Council members. Councillor Watt. Councillor Horton. Thank you. Councillor Watt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Here we go again. So this is our recommendation for the adoption of new and continuing members of the Cowra Youth Council. Firstly, saying a thank you to 3 of our members that are leaving Youth Council this year, particularly to Ms. Laura Price, who's well known to everyone around the chamber. She's been a Youth Council member for 4 years and has served in the executive previously. She's been a real presence of calm and warmth to the committee over the time. She always seems to manage to be able to jump in and make everything run a little bit more smoothly when we're not sure where we're going, and we look forward to seeing what she does next. We were extremely lucky to see twice as many applicants as positions we had available to fill this year. We are very excited to welcome Liam Kemsley and Lily Carson, Kendall Burtonshaw and Emma Chambers, and particularly I think to see Liam and Emma run a tech hub is what they call it, and it's a system where they help the teachers in their school understand the tech systems they're now being required to use as working for the New South Wales government, and it's going to be really interesting. They're going to teach us all how to use Teams to communicate with each other, so it's really great to see these different skills come through, as well as Lily and Kendall joining from St Raph's with some great experience and a little bit older and mature to the committee. We're also very excited to have Emma Haslam come back. Councillors might remember we approved a 12-month leave of absence for her last year as she went to SACE for exchange, and the Youth Council is very proud that another Youth Councillor has been picked for SACE, and while we'll miss Laura, we wish her all the best, Laura Bennett, as she goes to SACE, I think in a couple of weeks she's off. So yeah, it's always a great group of people to work with. We're sad to see our 3 members go, but we're very excited to have a really strong team for next year.
Thank you. Councillor Horton.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. And nothing really to add on top of what Councillor Watts talked about, other than just in terms of the quality of applicants, absolutely a competitive process. As Councillor Watts said, twice as many applicants as we had spaces. So it's great to see. It's great to see that we had some people in there who have applied before and come back, which is terrific. But it's also great to see that existing youth councillors want to continue. So I think there must be something going in the right direction, and I think it's a really strong youth council. So I think next year is going to be really exciting. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Horton. Anyone else wish to comment? Can I ask a question, Councillor Watt? When is Emma Haslam due to return, or is she back? Thank you. Yeah, I had a chance to witness Emma Haslam perform literally out in Tokyo at the Seikei school, and they've taken the shyness out of the girl. I can tell you that. She had the whole hall in the palm of her hand. She, a very good kid. Okay.
Just a question.
Yes.
What was the performance? A musical thing or a speech or?
She composed a song, and it was about the Japanese food, and she'd taken a liking to it. And she went through each section of the food and had the haul in stitches. All the Japanese kids were in stitches. I think the girl is a born performer.
Thank you.
Good. Now, would anyone else like to comment? Okay, write a reply, Councillor Watt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just very briefly, to touch on Councillor Horton's comment, the three that are leaving are purely leaving because they're leaving Cowra and moving on to bigger and better things. And I think it's very rare that we see someone step down who isn't moving away from town and moving away from the option to stay. So it really is a great place for our youth to come together and, as Mayor Smith said, build those skills. It's something I was reflecting on with a Rotary member from I can't quite remember where she's from, but at the Peace precinct, some Rotary members that come from away from Cowra about they could just see year on year these youth councillors get even more confident in speaking to a very large group and on complex topics, and it is really a great place for these young people to build their skills and future leaders, all of them. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Pass. Thank you. 4.7, the investments and financial report. Councillor Fagan. Councillor Watt. Councillor Fagan.
This is just a financial report we get every month to tell us how we're going as far as collecting our rates and how our finances are travelling. At this stage, the rates are coming in very well and seems to be better than most years. So that's a very good, I'm not sure what we've done, waved a magic wand, but it seems to be above average. But it is a little bit disappointing, but not for everybody, that the rates that we're being paid for our investments have gone down quite substantially, but we do still manage to get a large amount of money from our interest on our investments, which is excellent. Even though we can't spend them, we can make money out of them on interest rates. It's very good to see. I think the director and if anyone has any problem paying their rates, then they can come to the council and come to some arrangement, and some people have done that. So it is important that we make that noted, that there is no problem if you would like to pay your rates over another period of time. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Fagan. Councillor Watt.
Thank you, Councillor Fagan, for a great summary. While it is disappointing our interest rates have dropped, they still continue to be well above market interest rates. So I think a good reflection on our financial planning around our investments. We still have a high weighted average of interest rates based on outstanding principal of around 6.6%. But we were lucky to see that drop, as all but two of our loans at 8% have now, all but three, of our loans at 8% have been paid. So this is always a focus for us on trying to reduce this ongoing cost of loans, but overall council is continuing to be in a good financial position.
Thank you. Anybody else wish to comment? Councillor Wright.
Yeah. Just looking at the investments, and we say, oh, well, interest has come down, and that's just life. But we got 34 million there, and we got 38 million that's restricted. But it is invested for 4% for various lengths of time, and we expect about $1.4 million worth of interest for the year. It's a very good bonus when we're operating on a cap rate increase on our rates each year. I'm probably wrong, but that 1.4 million could be very similar to what our rates would increase for the year, and it is very handy income to have, and helps things happen. Thank you.
Thank you, councillor Wright. Would anyone else like to comment? Write a reply, councillor Fagan.
Not necessary, thank
I'll
you.
put the motion. All those in favour? Pass, thank you. 4.8, the budget 2025-26 first quarter review. Councillor Watt.
Oh, yeah.
Councillor Fagan. Thank you, councillor Watt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Geez, it's a heavy finance night tonight. Lucky
It
we
is.
all had our Weet-Bix this morning.
We're all getting through the numbers.
We are, exactly. We love it. We love it. Very briefly, positive improvement over the first quarter, predominantly because of a really strong performance in our waste income, and why the federal government can't just pay the financial assistance grants at the same time every year, we don't know. But that is significantly a factor in the calculations of our grant income over time, that they have paid it at a different time to last year and don't tell us when they're paying it, which makes the budgets look a little bit off. But overall, if you take that into account, we're looking very solid.
Thank you, councillor Fagan.
It's always hard for the first quarter because it's only been 3 months. So we'll watch this space, but at this stage we're heading in the right direction, and it looks like we've done a good job with the budget. So we'll keep on it. Thank you.
Right, anyone else? Councillor Watt, write a reply. Put the motion. All those in favour? Pass, thank you. 5.1. The Pridham Street Detention Basin Dam Safety Review. Interesting this one. Just where the water goes off Pridham Street. Can I have a mover? Do we accept that review? Councillor Fagan, thank you. Councillor Speechley. Councillor Fagan.
Just this is I think maybe we haven't had an actual presentation on this, and I got it, and I thought it's self-explanatory, but it is the result of originally the Dam Safety New South Wales coming to us and saying we have to pay money to them for our dam safety review, and this Pridham Street Dam is quite older and needed another assessment. And we've done results. These are the results of the modelling that we did in 2019, and we've done it again in 2021 just to conform with what they're asking. That's my understanding. Am I correct? Yes, the Director. Yes, I'm correct. Yep.
Through the chair, yes, you're correct. Probably the easiest way to explain it is on page 382 of the paper, where and to give you a little bit of history, which was in the report, the detention basin was built as part of a development agreement between the developer of the Chardonnay Estate area and council. So it's a joint project, and it's designed to. It's been in the long-term drainage strategy, if you like, of Cowra to protect downstream property from all of the North Cowra development, all of Evans Street and all that area which flows down through that area. And it's designed to flow as per the blue arrow. And that was the original development intent. And for whatever reason, I did explain that there was some issues with the construction when it actually occurred in the past, that it's actually overflowing following that red area. Now, we've had some interest. I would point out that the same developer owns the upstream property and the downstream property there, and the downstream drainage was designed at that time to be on that blue line, but the developer has now come back and said, well, we're looking at developing that land, and the information that we've got at the moment, we need to do this study to make sure that we can design the subdivision downstream such that the water will go through it according to normal stormwater standards, and also, if possible, the dam break will go through it without causing flood issues and an increase in our dam safety levy payment.
Great. So thank you for the explanation. It's nearly as complicated as the finances, but it does. We have a scope, or we're going to get a scope for $24,960.
Yep, the scope's been completed. That's on page 384 and quoted. Just letting that's within my delegation to do, but I'm just letting council know that that's what we're doing there.
And then we may have some other expenses that we'll make sure we put in the budget.
We'll have capital expenses in the future to do that bit of curb and gutter and earthworks that we showed there, and then the downstream works, where downstream of where the blue arrows go, if you like, will be done as part of the development.
Thank you. So this is just an interim report to alert us the fact that we actually have to do quite a bit of work in this area and may cost us some money.
I think that's an accurate summary.
Thank you. I'm more than happy to support it.
Thank you. Councillor Speechley.
Nothing to add, thanks.
Anyone else wish to comment? Councillor Wright.
Question first. Did I see some pipeline or something, or a cement drain go from Canowra Road down Pridham Street towards this dam this year?
That was just had to wait till the camera came. Didn't want to miss my moment. That was part of one of the grant programs. The name escapes me, but that drain was constructed as part of this work as well. But it was suffering a lot of erosion, and that's why council allocated funding under the grant program towards concrete lining it, so we didn't have that erosion issues with that open drain anymore.
Yeah, thank you. So it was designed to fit into the system at some, even though we might have to improve the system. I had an owner of some land at the corner of Pridham Street and Glenlogan Road who was going to do some work, and he was sort of informed that he's got to control all the water that runs down Pridham Street, or a large percentage of it. That wouldn't be right, would it?
Through the chair, that's a different catchment to this one. So that the catchment boundaries, if you look at that diagram on page 381, the catchment boundary, if you like, or the high points aligns with Nengar Street there. So it's a different catchment. Flows downstream from Nengar toward Geronimo on the corner there.
Yeah, thank you. It's a necessary thing going forward, because the block alongside Grenfell Road, it did have a DA for some 100 lots or something, but it's lapsed, I think. But that could come up again in the future, and as I said, the two developers around Chardonnay Estate and so forth will increase runoff. Plus, we also got to pick up the water that I presume comes down off the Evan Street development, that to into this system to get to where it's got to go in the end.
I think that I'll take you to page 384 and the third dot point, which says rerun the existing condition scenario, including the planned upstream subdivision development. So within that drainage model, we've got all of the planned subdivisions upstream of that, including the block that you're talking about.
Thank you, Councillor Wright. No one else wishes to comment. Councillor Fagan, right of reply.
Just to say thank you, Director, for bringing this to our attention, and I'm sure it's going to be in our sights in the next 12 months, because we'll have to do some work here. But it is important that we look after our residents, and this is one of those necessary evils. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Fagan. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Pass. Thank you. Item 6 is on a separate page in your computer. 6.1 is a review of the draft strategic regional integrated transport plan for Central Western Arana. That's in the late report. You got it? Sorry? All right, now, I was waiting for everybody to get it because it was it's on the second page. So we all got that? Okay, can I have a mover that we submit that report? Councillor Watt? Councillor Downing? Councillor Watt?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and I'd like to make a big thank you to the team for pulling together the reports of literally all the motions we put together and all the times we've advocated to the government for these projects. We know we had a bit of a change in 2023 when we quite a lot of detail spelled out each project in our long-term in our community strategic plan. And I think we can see a little bit of the fruits of that here, but it hasn't gone far enough for what our community needs. Firstly, we're very happy that the bypass investigation is included in the 5-year plan in the strategic regional integrated transport plan, and I think that's something we should really celebrate. That has been an advocacy position of council for a long time, and from being in other towns like Young, it has made some positive impacts in their main street and their retail sector. So fingers crossed that will happen soon. But unfortunately, the plan hasn't included a number of important projects, most prominently the addition of a mid-level bridge over the river to reduce some of the congestion that occurs from Redfern Street turning onto Lachlan, turning back onto the bridge. And I think this is a great report and a great articulation of that further advocacy that we need to do. There is the ability both for council and the community to make public submissions before the 14th of December. And I would encourage the community as well to support this push to let the state government know quite how important this project is, and the other ones we've identified, but predominantly the mid-level bridge and the impact that can have on reducing congestion, particularly in flood times. The federal minister for local government this morning was talking about all of these projects they've put in to mitigate risks of flood and to deal with floods when they happen, and I think this is a really strong example of that. That we need in place to make sure all of our infrastructure, our road travel, all of the trucks that go through town all the time, transporting goods all across the state, continue to go ahead when we unfortunately have floods in the region. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Watt. Councillor Downing?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just to say, it's very disappointing that mid-level bridge wasn't in there after all the advocacy that's been done by previous mayors as well as yourself. So I'm more than happy to support that we put this to the government and say that we are disappointed that this is not in there and suggest things that should be. A former councillor told me that they were talking about a bypass in 1976. So a 5-year plan is probably a great idea. So yeah, we've got somewhere. Thank you.
I'd just like to update councillors. We were granted 10 minutes with Minister Atchison last Wednesday. She played her cards pretty close to her chest. Didn't give a lot away, but she did indicate that possibly the mid-level bridge could be perhaps added into the wording of the bypass or an alternative, so that there was some hope there. The interesting thing was the boss, I suppose, of Transport for New South Wales zoomed into our meeting because she probably had more details than the minister, although the minister has driven over our bridge. But that boss from Transport for New South Wales was replaced today. So she was only acting, so we've got a new one to train. Now, what I want to tell everybody is that Transport for New South Wales will be in Cowra on the 8th of December. I don't know what time, General Manager, have we got an actual time? We'll see if I can get that for you. They are looking for submissions from Cowra people. They'd like to meet Cowra people. They will be at the Hub Pharmacy opposite Woolworths, as you do. Yes, you can go and get a jab and give them a jab at the same time. I don't know whether we've got a time. But certainly we will publicise that. I'm going to urge anybody that lives off the Bora Road, Young Road, that they go in and talk to these people and tell them what their experience is when the low level bridge is underwater or being repaired, as was the case a month ago. We haven't got a time. It's coming. So I'd love you to all tell anyone that'll listen. We need to let them know. And it's not just the mid-level bridge, there's other things. We got the impression that the Blaney to Demondrel line is virtually dead in the water. Yeah, noon to 3 p.m. So, yes.
It's a drop-in session, not a...
Yep. I don't think you need appointments. I think it's drop-in. And as I said, you get your prescriptions while you're there and make the most of it. It's a strange venue. But
there's spare room there, I think, those sort of things. And it's opposite Woolworths. I suppose if I worked for ABC, I shouldn't mention that, but there's a bottle shop close by, so there's a lot of the senior citizens thing there, so there's a bit of passing traffic. And parking mightn't be the best, but take what opportunity we get. I presume, I apologise, I'm not up to speed with this, but on page 8 of the report, figure 2.1, National Land Transport Network and New South Wales State Road Network, I presume the red lines are major transport links. But they somehow miss out the Lachlan Valley Way from Yass through to Cowra and Parks and so forth. Haven't got the Olympic Way in there, and the Midwestern Highway seems to have gone missing. I presume this is what you picked up in your report and added those things in?
There was one thing, Councillor Wright, they didn't, in the whole plan, they haven't acknowledged the north-south traffic through Cowra. That seemed to be an afterthought, so that needs to be impressed on them as well. Director?
Through the chair there, the figure on page 8, the red lines are the National Land Transport Network, which is like the Hume Highway and the Newell Highway, and the grey lines are the State Road Network. So that plan clearly shows that Cowra is connected by state highways in 5 directions, and so it was a bit disappointing to go to the plan after it and find out that we don't even rate Cowra.
Anybody else got any comments on that?
I have, if that's okay.
Councillor
Mr. Mayor. Just exactly what Dirk said. I was looking at the map and thinking all the minor highways, all the highways come out of Cowra or go into Cowra, and we don't even get a mention. Whereas the bigger centres, we're on the National Transport Road Network, only have one line through them, one highway through them. So I think we have to really demonstrate that it's not just one line that goes through us, it's 5. We all know that because we stand on the street and you can't keep the door open on your business. And also, it takes 20 minutes to get across the bridge. So I think it's really important that we tell our community. I think are we going to have some sort of marketing initiative, or we need to have some sort of statements and media statements about this. I'm sure that's underway, but it would be very important to promote that we are disappointed with this report and that we will be seeking further amendments, and that we want our community to have a say. So I know there are some people in town who will look at this and shake their heads again, but we do need our community to have a say, and you are able to do that on the New South Wales Transport website, and you're also able to, as the Mayor has said, drop in at a consultation, a community consultation, so that they can tick their box and say that they've consulted. But a lot of times people don't go to those, and 10 people turn up and then they say they've consulted with the community. So I think it's really important that we actually make a bit of a fuss. Happy to help make a fuss, but we need to really do something, because, as I said, the 6 lines that are coming out of Cowra on this map really show that we have a lot more traffic than most places, and they don't seem to get it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Fagan. Anyone else like to comment? Councillor Watt, right a reply? I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Passed, thank you. Okay, now we move to, there are no notice of motions. 7, confidential matters. I'll now take a motion to close the meeting to the public to consider the following confidential reports. Confidential General Committee recommendation on Monday the 10th of November, 8.1, sale of land 27 to 33 Carlton Street and College Street, Cowra, and 9.1, lot 296 DP 7224 27 to 33 Carlton Street and College Street, Cowra. Thank you, Phil. Can I have a mover for that, please? Oh, these matters are considered to be confidential under section 10A2DI of the Local Government Act, and Council is satisfied the discussion of these matters in an open meeting would, on balance, be contrary to the public interest, as they deal with commercial information of a confidential nature that would, if disclosed, prejudice the commercial position of the person who supplied it. Councillor Fagan and Horton, thank you. I was looking that way. Councillor Fagan.
We've just moved into...
We move that we do. I have to ask you.
No, that's okay. I don't want to... No.
Councillor Horton.
No, I don't think so. Thank you.
Anybody else wish to add? Nothing to add? Nothing to offer? So we're moving, I'm taking a motion to move into confidential matters.
Put that motion.
I'll put that motion. All those in favour? Yes, thank you, right.